All right, today I'm going to do research on the Grand Canyon for 20 minutes. I'm not going over to the AI to generate a bunch of suggestions this time. The reason why is because I came across the Grand Canyon mentioned in an AP News headline today, and I realized that I don't know a whole lot of specifics about the Grand Canyon, but I do know that it's my favorite place that I've ever been. I went there once almost 5 years ago, and I would be more than happy to go again. You know, when people say stuff like pictures don't do it justice, you don't truly realize what that means, I think, until you go there and then you realize that's exactly the same thought that you've had or that you end up having as well. Yeah, it's pretty insane. The absolute scale of it is just absolutely magnificent. You know, it's very hard to describe it with words, like the type of feeling that you get when you're there. But yeah, because I already have the topic, don't need to stall for too long here. Let me head over to my notepad. I'm ready to begin. Let's just count down and get started. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so the Grand Canyon. How are we going to divide this down? Overview, that's a cheat. You know, we get that one for free. After that, I was thinking because the Grand Canyon is like a geological structure, we could talk about how it was formed because there probably is quite a bit to that, right? It's pretty unique. So the formation process for the Grand Canyon, I would imagine, would also be kind of unique. So apart from formation, maybe also broadly speaking, like its relevance to maybe different human cultures and human history. So let's put down human history here. And then under overview, we're going to do the 5 W's like always, right? So where is it? What is it? Who doesn't make sense here, but under what is it? I also want to do like maybe some general stats like how big is it, for example. Feel like that can fit under what. And then where, what, when, right? Yeah, when was it formed? Okay, well, when was it formed will probably go under here, actually. It's okay if we delay one of the 5 W's to a later section, right? It's probably fine. When, oh, and then how was it formed as well? That's also going to go here. Where, what, when, how, why. Okay, why doesn't really make sense here. Who? Wait, is that it? Where, what, when, why, who. That's 5. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. So this is probably enough for the overview, I would imagine. Human history, like here I'm thinking, what role did the Grand Canyon play in maybe different cultures? It's a pretty broad question. You can go pretty into that, you know, if it, I guess because it's been around for so long, I'm guessing there's probably a lot that you could talk about in this one question. So I don't know if I have to break this down much further. It's probably okay as it is. Maybe I'll put down a timeline section here, but I'm not sure if I'll use it. When I say timeline, I'm just saying, okay, this is what happened in 2000 BC, and then in chronological order, I'll describe different events that happened that were relevant to human history, right? But you know what? I think this is okay, this whole structure. So let's just get started with this. So first of all, where is it? What is it? How big is it, right? So classic, just search it up, pull up the Wikipedia page. This is something I will use the Wikipedia for because Wikipedia is great specifically for, as you can see here, information cards that are very good at summarizing information. Like you can see length here, 446 kilometers, width is here, floor elevation. I'll mention all of this probably. I'm not sure what floor elevation means yet, but I'll get to that. Where is it? Let's also mention this. So you can see on this map, it's in northwest Arizona. Okay, so the Grand Canyon is a steep-sided canyon carved by the Colorado River in Arizona. What is a steep-sided canyon? I want to look this up. Like, that might be one of a few different forms of, or like typical types of canyons, right? So let's see. Maybe all canyons are steep-sided, but maybe like what I'm getting from this first link is it could be distinguished from a gorge based on how steep its sides are, but I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me bring up the canyon Wikipedia page. It might have different types of canyons here. A box canyon. There are, I don't know, man. Okay, maybe it's not actually an official type of canyon. Maybe it was just describing the Grand Canyon to be one that in particular has steep sides. So I'll just write that down. Okay, so that's an important detail. The Colorado River runs through the Grand Canyon, and then it mentions all of this. It says it also has a depth of over a mile, so 1,800 meters. So I'll probably write that here. That's interesting. That's actually way more than I expected. Wow. Okay, the canyon and adjacent rim are contained within Grand Canyon National Park. Okay, so it's within all of these different parks. Yeah, I'll probably write that. Okay, what else? I think we'll get into formation pretty quickly here. Okay, yeah, this is an interesting part of history. I'll just mention this under history for now, quickly, because I don't want to lose this. It says Teddy Roosevelt, President Teddy Roosevelt, was a major proponent of the preservation of the Grand Canyon area and visited on numerous occasions to hunt and enjoy the scenery. Okay, interesting. It does fit with what I know about him, so makes sense. What else? Okay, formation, yeah. Let's see. Nearly 2 billion years of Earth's geological history have been exposed as the Colorado River and its tributaries cut their channels through layer after layer of rock while the Colorado Plateau was uplifted. What does this mean? Geology section, this might be helpful. Let's see. Grand Canyon is part of the Colorado River Basin. It's developed over the past 70 million years. 150 years, scientists have gathered data, proposed new ideas, debated sometimes contentious theories about the geologic origins of the Grand Canyon and the Colorado River. Formation of the Grand Canyon and Colorado River may involve a complex history in which multiple factors and geologic. That's such a bad word, man. Geologic processes have interacted over time and in different locations. This is kind of abstract for me. I don't know that much about geology. Let's see if there's something I can get from this diagram. Okay, maybe I'll search up how was the Grand Canyon formed. It seems like it's a bit of a contentious topic that might not have a clear answer right now among academics, but let's see. The Science ABC, that sounds like a website that might explain this in a basic way. I wish there was something that showed like a series of diagrams to explain this, but let's see. Okay, it was formed over millions of years for sure, yeah, which shaped the rocks into the majestic forms and curves we see today. Okay, so 35 million years ago, there was no canyon, so I'll put that under 1. And then how? Let's see. So the river flowed across a vast plain. Around the same time, the Kebab Plateau started to appear right in the middle of the river's flow. Since the water couldn't pass over or through the plateau, the river's course was diverted. The river actually split into 2 parts. Part of the river to the right side of the plateau was diverted in a southeastern direction and began flowing into the Gulf of Mexico, right? Okay. Where it flowed before the Kebab Plateau began rising. So yeah, if you go southeast from here, you get to the Gulf of Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, that area. Left side of the river continued to be a drainage system for the plateau itself and the region surrounding it on the western side. That's this part of it over here. Okay, so then approximately 12 million years ago, flow of the eastern section of the river became blocked and then started forming a huge lake as water continued to accumulate due to a lack of an outlet. This lake is now known as Lake Bidahoki. Okay, wait, I need to look up where this is exactly. This is one of those moments where I'm not writing too much right now, but I think if I try to put it all together in my mind first, I'll be able to understand it better. So let's see. Wait, I want to see on the map where this is. Oh, wait, this doesn't exist anymore? It probably dried up over time. The Bidahoki Formation. Yeah, it's not a lake anymore. It's in northeastern Arizona, though. Yeah, you can see it here. Oh, and you can see the diversion between, or like where the Kebab Plateau is now, and the Bidahoki Lake used to be over here, I guess. Okay, I have that in mind now. Okay, so then erosion, right? In this case, the Kebab Plateau's western flank, near the bottom where the river was in constant contact with it, somewhere here, I guess, was weakened by a process known as headwater erosion. As this process continued, the base of the plateau became weaker and weaker as time passed. It gave way and water broke through the barrier that had been created by the Kebab Plateau and rejoined the original course of the ancestral Colorado River. Oh, I see. So the old river used to go northeast to southwest. Okay, I kind of get this. Let me start writing it down as I talk, okay? So you had Colorado River 35 million years ago flowing northeast to southwest through Arizona. And then what you have is Kebab Plateau appeared in the middle, diverting the flow of the river to the southeast into the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, makes sense so far. But then the southwest portion of the river, the part that was cut off, continued to exist as a drainage, what do they call it? A drainage system for the plateau and the region surrounding it. Okay, good to know. And then, so basically at this point, Lake Bidahoki forms in the new southeast part of the river. And then 12 million years ago, I believe we're at now. Oh, no, this was 12 million years ago. Okay, 12 million, this is when the lake forms. So okay, and then we have, when was this that formed? It was sometime in the last 12 million years then. So You know what? I'll probably write at most 12 million years ago then, based on what this website's saying at least. So ultimately it gave way and water broke through the barrier that had been created by the Cape Bob Plateau and it rejoined the original course of the ancestral Colorado River. As a result, the river assumed a new course. Due to favorable terrestrial conditions, and Lake Witahoki lost much of its water. The drainage of the lake through the course of the river resulted in the formation of a gorge through which the Colorado River still flows today. Both of these sections of the Colorado River joined forces, and the course became wider and deeper, and then the Grand Canyon was formed. The space that was vacated after Lake Witahoki drained out was occupied by the Little Colorado River drainage system. It's just a basic outline. Millions of years of erosion and environmental alterations. Interesting. Okay, one thing I want to know though is where did the plateau disappear from? Do plateaus just rise out of the ground or something? Let me see. When did it appear? Does it not say on this page? No. Wait. Okay. When did it appear? How did the Cape Bob Plateau form? Let me look that up. What? Who's a hermit shale? Okay. This is tough. The Cape Bob limestone forms the uppermost cliffs of the canyon. Okay, somehow it just rose out of the ground. That's what it seems like. Let me just check the Wikipedia for like plateaus in general. Do they just show up out the ground? Formation. Yeah, they can, including upwelling of volcanic magma, extrusion of lava. Okay, yeah. I'll just keep that in mind. Okay, so let me look at a bit of the human history component to the Grand Canyon. History, Native Americans. The Puebloans were a Native American culture centered on the Four Corners area of the United States. I'll mention that. Okay, what did they do? First people known to live in the Grand Canyon area. Okay, and then the cultural group has been referred to in archaeology as the Anasazi, although the term is not preferred by modern Puebloan people. Okay. What else? Oh, so around like 1200 BCE is basically what I get. BCE is when they emerged. Okay. Number of distinct cultures are inhabited the Grand Canyon area. We also have the Koho-Nina between 500 and 1200, and they were ancestors of Yuman, Havasupai, and Hualapai, who live there today. Okay, what else? The time of the arrival of Europeans, newer cultures that evolved. Navajo or Dine live in a wide area. Yeah, I've heard of Navajo, so I mean I mentioned them earlier. In the mythology of some Hopi communities, the Grand Canyon is a location humankind arose out of. I want to include that. That's kind of interesting. Okay, what else? European arrival. I just want to look under like American, more recent history or something. Very quickly, if there's anything interesting here. Yeah, Roosevelt kind of mentioned that. California condor, bird endangerment. There are uranium mines there. Maybe I'll just mention that. Oh my God, 6 seconds? There's no shot. Okay, I'm ending. I think I got through mostly everything that I wanted to get through, so I can't complain. It was all right. But otherwise, I can just head over to start the 5 minutes of talking. All right, so I'm done researching. Let's see how this goes. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Today, I researched the Grand Canyon for 20 minutes. This is what I learned. I'll go over, first of all, a brief overview of the Grand Canyon. Then I'll go into how it was formed, and then I'll briefly touch on some of how it's intersected with interesting parts of human history. So first of all, the Grand Canyon is a steep-sided canyon in northwestern Arizona. It spans a vast area that is included in various national parks, such as the Cape Bob National Forest, I believe, the Grand Canyon National Park, and various Indian reservations as well, including like a local Navajo reservation in northwestern Arizona. So the whole Grand Canyon system is 446 kilometers long, and it's 6 to 29 kilometers wide, varies in different parts. It's elevated by 800 meters, and it's up to 1.9 kilometers deep. Through the canyon, you also have the Colorado River that runs all the way through it. So in terms of how it was formed, geologists are not 100% sure about exactly when it was formed, especially, when you go back millions and millions of years. It's very hard to get an exact idea of when these things happened. But it was probably around 12 million years ago, and the whole process started probably around 35 million years ago. So 35 million years ago, you had the Colorado River, which ran from the northeast in Arizona down through the southwest. Northeast because that's where Colorado is compared to Arizona, right? So it started in Colorado, flowed down southwest. So what started happening was this plateau started emerging in the middle of where the river flowed. It was called the Kebab Plateau. And because like at some point, the plateau rose up out of the ground because of geological processes, so high up that the river essentially got diverted. So it stopped flowing to the southwest, started flowing to the southeast instead. And eventually it exited into the Gulf of Mexico, if you go down southeast enough, right? So at this point, I think if you fast forward a few million years to about 12 million years ago, this whole diversion, the diverted river, started forming a lake actually called Lake Bidahoki, which used to be in what is now northeastern Arizona. And because of the way the river was originally formed many tens of millions of years ago, the southwestern part of the river that the original river had diverted away from still existed sort of as a drainage system for the new plateau, for the Kebab Plateau. And so what happened was, over millions of years, that southwestern residual part of the river actually started eroding the Kebab Plateau, and it eventually, about 12 million years ago, it ended up eroding it so far that it rejoined the original course of the Colorado River. So it connected back with that. And even though the Colorado River was diverted, it kind of went back to its original path. So the whole southeastern part of the Colorado River is now much smaller. It's now kind of like a residual part of a river that acts as a drainage system for everything else. But after it went back to its original flow, it started eroding the ground around it, because it was much wider now. It had much more flow, I guess. And it started creating what became, over millions of years, the Grand Canyon. Like, it started eroding the ground around where it flowed, and over millions of years, it exposed up to 20 million years of layers of rock in the ground. So that's how the Grand Canyon was formed. Since then, obviously, all of this happened far before modern humans emerged, and so you had many communities, such as the Pueblo Native American nation, around 1200 BCE. They were the first ones to be living in the Grand Canyon area, and it was part of many Native American myths as well, such as like some Hopi communities that said that mankind actually originated and emerged from the Grand Canyon. You also had, much more recently in American history, President Teddy Roosevelt was the first one who actually advocated for the preservation of the Grand Canyon area. All right, that was a little bit tough, but you know what? I think I got through it all, and I don't think I missed anything. Let me just take a look. Yeah, I think it was fine. I think it was actually okay, especially considering how weird and abstract geology is, you know? What do you think? Let me know down below if you have any topic suggestions, but otherwise, get out.